Alright, so this Dell Alienware Area-51 R5 was having issues after the owner was upgrading the RAM. What we found was it only liked 2400 megahertz RAM. It's kind of weird because the RAM here that was in the computer was a different type. I think it was like 2190 something, I don't know, but it was some weird type of RAM. So, or actually it was like 2900 something 33 or something, 2933. I don't remember, it was some weird amount. Then we tried 300 or 3000 megahertz RAM. That didn't work. The computer was just beeping. And we tried some other types of RAM and it didn't like it either. So what we found, we bought some 2400 megahertz DDR4 RAM and we put that. So anyways, I'm going to show you now the entire process, troubleshooting and everything. Okay, so I'll put this video at the beginning so you can see quickly what exactly the answer, but you probably want to watch the rest of the video to see the struggles. Alright, hopefully you enjoy this video. If it helps you, make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Right, other than that, thanks for watching and enjoy. See you there. Bye. Alright, so if your Alienware Area-51 R5, I think also the R6 or R4, is having issues booting after changing the RAM, here's what you're going to want to do. So first thing, just let it stay on, give it about half an hour or so, because sometimes it's just stuck in a boot loop. Alright, so I put this RAM. If the thing is beeping, then it likely doesn't support that RAM. I'm gonna install this other stick of RAM and we'll see if it does the same thing like before, and then I'll show you what to do from there. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this stick of RAM in there. Okay, I'm gonna need two hands for this because I can't push on this or it's just gonna push the whole computer. So let me push the RAM in and then I will show you what to do next. So you want to push it in. I like to put one hand behind the computer, or you can lay it down on your ground, lay it down on its side on the ground. But basically you want to push it until you hear the click and you'll see that white little clip move up. Same thing with the one up there, or it'll move in towards the center of the stick of RAM. Right, so let me do that real quick and I'll be back. Alright, so I'm back. It does take quite a bit of force to push it in. It should click in by itself when you push the stick of RAM in. So basically I just push it really hard like this. Alright. If you want to be extra safe, you can also unplug this and then press and hold the power button for about 15 seconds before installing the RAM. Because if you're clumsy and you drop something on here, you can damage your computer. So yeah, if you want to be extra safe, I recommend doing that. Alright, so anyways, now we're going to turn on the computer and see if it starts up right away, or if we're going to have to wait. So, right now, the computer's on. You can actually see the fan spinning, but you can see right here, the screen is staying off. So, I'm going to keep just watching this, and I'll show you about how long it takes for this thing to basically start up. So, once it detects new RAM, it's kind of, I guess, checking the memory to make sure everything is working okay. So it won't instantly start up, so keep that in mind. I think it's already been almost a minute now, a little bit less than a minute, but we're still waiting. Alright, as you can see, the green lights, I don't know if you can see the green lights, but if you look from here, these green lights are on. I don't know what color yours will be, depends on your settings, I believe. And also, you don't have to put the panel back on, so we left the front panel off. And it's still going. So as you can see, it's been over a minute and there's still nothing on the screen. Alright, so I'm not gonna change anything on the screen, we're just gonna leave it going. I don't know why, but this model, when you change the RAM, it takes forever to boot up. The customer actually changed the RAM and then it was not starting up, so they were worried that the computer was dead or something. But for some reason this motherboard just takes forever to start up. I don't know if it's just scanning the entire, I think it's like 2 8-gig sticks. Maybe it's just running a memory check or something. But yeah, if you put RAM that's not compatible, so we tried this RAM and it just kept beeping. It just kept going like beep, 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 beep. I don't remember the pattern, but it just keeps beeping. If you have that issue, just go ahead and take the RAM out, or make sure the computer's off, of course. Take the RAM out and then put back the original RAM and make sure it's working okay. So the old RAM that came with the computer is this HyperX RAM. This is 16 gigs, 2933. So we tried a 3000 megahertz RAM, and that's the one that kept beeping. So I don't know why that is, but yeah, it doesn't like the 3000 megahertz RAM. Okay, anyways, we have this RAM in here. I've tried with one stick, so I haven't done 2 sticks yet. This is my first time putting 2 of these sticks of RAM in, so we'll see what happens. As you can see, the fan's still spinning. It will eventually shut itself off and then turn itself back on, like several times, and then it will start itself back up. So you can see it's already been over 2 minutes and it's still stuck on this. The bottom screen light is yellow or amber or whatever you want to call it, or orange. Okay, and you can see these fans are still going. Okay, I forgot which RAM this is, but with one stick it was working okay. So let me see if I can zoom in and show you, or let's see, can I see what type of RAM this is from here? I might not be able to. I might have to take it out to show you. But okay, I don't think that's even the RAM information. It's not focusing right. Yeah, I think that's not the RAM information. So, actually, is it? Okay, it might be, but I'll probably have to take the stick of RAM out to show you. Okay, again, this thing is still just spinning. It's been like over 3 minutes now. Nothing changed. It didn't stop or anything. It's just been spinning the entire time. So I don't know, we'll see what happens. I haven't left it with these 2 sticks before, so I'm not sure. If it's not going to do anything after half an hour, what you're going to want to do is reset the BIOS. The way you do that, there's 3 of these little blue jumper things. There's one down here. This is to reset the BIOS password. We're not going to mess with that one. Then there's this service mode one. We're not going to mess with that one. And then you got this one, which is the RTC clear. That resets the BIOS. To do that, basically turn off your computer. You can unplug it. And then you pull that blue tab out and move it over to the left. And then just leave it like that for a few seconds. You can also press and hold the power button for about 15 seconds to help reset the BIOS. Alright, and then after that, just move the thing back over to the right 2 pins. I'll have to double check if this is on the correct pins. As you can see, it's on the left 2, and this is on the right 2. I'll double check. I did a video of it before, and then there's also an overclock safe mode thing here. There's no indicator of which one is on or off, so I don't know if it should be to the left or to the right pins. But yeah, I don't know, it's still spinning here. So I might just reset the BIOS right now, because normally it would have at least shut off once by now, so it's kind of weird. But yeah, as you can see, it's still just spinning. I'll give it another minute, and then we're going to do the BIOS reset. I'm actually going to do it without unplugging it, just to show you what happens. Alright, how to reset the BIOS. Again, if you don't know what you're doing, to be safe, you can unplug the power and then swap over, move that little jumper over, and then press and hold the power button, but it's not necessary. Okay, so we're going to keep waiting a little bit longer. Looks like still nothing's happening. Yeah, I'm probably going to just swap it. Alright, let's do a BIOS reset, and yep. So basically what you do, you grab this little blue thing off. Okay, hopefully you can see what pins it's on. I'm going to pull that out. You can see the computer turned itself off. And then we're going to move it over to the left 2 pins. I know it's not focusing. There we go. Okay, so we're going to move it over to these left 2 pins. And of course, as I said, the computer turned itself off. Okay, so now we moved it over to the left 2 pins. Okay, I'm going to press and hold the power button for about 15 seconds. 10 more seconds. Okay, it's about 15 seconds. Let's go ahead and move it back over. The computer will turn itself back on. If it doesn't, you can push the power button. But you can see the computer turned itself back on. Okay. Alright. So, according to the customer, they did some research and they said that it only supports up to 2400 megahertz. So that could be part of the problem. But I don't know, it was working with one stick, and the original RAM also isn't 2400 megahertz, so that's very strange. But on the BIOS itself, it does show 2400 megahertz, even though it's higher than that. So, yeah. Alright, I'm going to leave this a bit longer. Oh, here, see? So it turned itself off. And then you can see it turned itself back on. My hands are, I mean, I can't show both my hands at the same time, but I'm just holding the phone with both my hands. I don't know, you can see in the reflection, kind of. Okay. So you can see the computer shut itself off. Let's see if it's going to turn itself back on completely or not. So, right now, nothing's happening. It just turned itself back on. So we're going to wait. Hopefully it's going to turn itself back off and on. Again, the screen is still just off with that orange light there. Keep waiting. We'll give it a bit longer. Let's see if I can message my customer while we're waiting here. Looks like it's still recording while I'm doing this, so alright, so I don't know why, but it's taking forever. Okay, so for some reason it's taking forever and it's not doing anything. I'm going to try turning it off now and turning it back on. So I'm pressing and holding the power button. Right, so right now I'm pressing and holding the power button. Okay, so I turned it off. We'll wait for the fan to stop spinning. Come on. Alright. And then let's go ahead and turn it back on. Okay, let's see if anything changes. Maybe it doesn't like this type of RAM either. They might be right that it only supports 2400 megahertz RAM. If that's the case, we'll put back the old RAM, and then they'll probably order some new RAM. Okay, so you can see the light is on, the computer's still off. I mean, it's not putting out anything to the display. Yeah, so I think it doesn't like this RAM. It's kind of weird that it's not beeping with the other type of RAM, but it's not booting either, so that's pretty strange. Hopefully this video will help some people, because I know other people are probably going to be trying to upgrade the RAM on here, and then it's going to not boot up and they're going to be worried. And we'll leave this sitting for a bit longer. If it doesn't work, then we will basically put the original RAM back in. So I don't know what's going on. It's taking a long time. Again, with one stick it worked fine. And then after that, it did have a boot issue because we reset the BIOS. If you have the same issue where it's not finding the hard drive properly, you do want to set it to boot into UEFI mode, and also to turn on the secure boot. Depending on your original settings when you were booting it, it could be the opposite way around. It might be legacy, but most of the time if you're running Windows 10, you're going to want to set it to UEFI mode, alright, and also secure boot. So the computer, nothing is still happening, as you can see. And this thing still hasn't shut off or restarted itself. So I might just put back the old RAM and then we'll see what to do from there. Alright, so you can see it's still off. Nothing's doing anything. I mean, the computer's on, but nothing's coming on the screen. It's not shutting off. It's not doing anything. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and give up on these 2 sticks of RAM because they don't seem to be working. So let's go ahead and shut the computer off. I'll give it a few more seconds, maybe till 15 minutes. We'll give it another 30 seconds or so. If nothing happens, we're gonna just put back the original RAM. And I already showed how to put the RAM, so hopefully you get the idea. Okay, we'll give it a few more seconds. 15 seconds. Come on, if you want to survive with this RAM, you better do something. Okay, nothing's happening. You got 5 more seconds. Alright, so let's go ahead and put back the original RAM that was in here. Alright, I'm going to turn this thing off by pressing and holding the power button again. Alright, hopefully you can hear. There you go, it shut off. And let's go ahead now and put back the original RAM. So I'll try and take it out with one hand, but okay, so it's easiest to kind of push like this. Again, you can unplug it and then press and hold the power button for 15 seconds to make it safer to work on. But here you go, just like that. Pull those tabs down. Right, same thing with the top. I don't know if I can even get this on camera. Basically, just push it with your finger up. I can't show this on camera. Okay, there we go. It's too difficult to get a good view of this. Oh, the computer's getting pushed over from me trying to unlatch this. Oh, there we go. Okay, sorry. It's hard to film this properly, but hopefully you get the idea. There we go. So those latches both went up. And now we just kind of grab this and kind of wiggle and pull this out. Okay. Okay, so we'll get that RAM out. And we'll grab this one. Alright, and we'll get this out as well. Okay, now I'm going to put the other RAM back in, and I'll see you guys in a bit, because I can't do that with one hand for sure. Okay, so we got the original Kingston HyperX RAM back in. Let's go ahead and power it back up. And let's see how long it takes now to boot this up. Okay, so hopefully it's just going to boot up without me having to reset the BIOS again. If not, we'll go through that process again. So I'll give this a few minutes and we'll see what happens. Alright, as you can see, it's just spinning. My cat's meowing at me. The fan's just spinning. So far nothing's happening on the screen. Okay. But it's still going. I'm gonna put away the RAM that the customer bought while I'm waiting because it's taking forever. Okay, as you can see, nothing is happening still. Interesting. I might have to reset the BIOS again. Okay, so still nothing happening. We'll see. I'll give it like oh, there we go. Okay, it shut itself off. And it turned itself back on. Okay. Nothing is happening on the screen still. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now it's turning itself back on. So you see how long it takes? Oh, and it shut itself back off. Okay. You can see. Oh, it turned itself back on. Sorry, you're probably getting dizzy, but it turned itself back on. The screen will probably come up. Let's see. No? Oh yeah. Alright, so here you can see the screen came on and then it said CMOS battery fail. RTC is reset. BIOS setup default has been loaded. Oh, so let me get up here. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go to this BIOS setup. Okay. It's taking a while. Right, I'm going to press F2 on the keyboard. So now we get this BIOS. We're going to go to boot. In the boot, what you're going to want to do is double check this. So it's set to UEFI, that's correct. And then secure boot control is enabled. If your computer has boot options with that, you can also you can turn off the secure boot, so you can disable that. It won't damage your boot, all right? And then it'll tell you like warning, it can mess it up. And then you can change it to legacy. But this one is installed with Windows 10 in secure boot mode, so we're going to change it to UEFI and enable secure boot. So we'll enable this. Okay, and then you just exit and then save changes and reset. Yes. And you should see that it's going to boot up now. So let's double check. And then we're just going to put the thing back together. I made another video where I opened the cover and put the cover on, so if you need to see that, you can watch that video. But once I see this booting, all right, that should be it. All right, I'll probably let this at least go to the login screen just to make sure, because before with the other type of RAM it would sometimes blue screen and wouldn't even boot. Okay, so there we go, and that's it. So the date and time's all screwed up because we reset the BIOS, so I'm gonna have to set that back correctly. It's December 30th, I believe. Yeah, 6:21 p.m. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully this video helps some of you guys with your confusion. We're gonna try some 2400 megahertz RAM later, but yep, that's all there is for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all in the next one. Bye. Alright, so here's the final verdict or update. We put some 2400 megahertz Corsair RAM in here. I'll show the box of what we used. But after that, the computer's booting up saying about the memory has changed. We're going to press F1 to continue. And the computer should start up like normal. I didn't have to reset the BIOS or anything. So yeah, that's the final update. It looks like it's good. So we're probably going to get another 2 sticks of this type of RAM, and we'll go from there. So I don't know how this RAM was working, because again, I don't know if you can see that, 2933. So yeah, maybe that RAM, this one is able to downclock, but for some reason all the other ones weren't able to do it. So keep that in mind. This is 2400 megahertz RAM. I'll show you the box. Let me go grab it, and yeah, that should be it. Alright, so here's the box for the RAM, 216 gig for a total of 32 gigs, 2400 megahertz, Corsair RAM, Vengeance LPX, DDR4. Alright, also another thing, there is a little sticker, not sticker, but the protective plastic stuff over this label on the thing. So I peeled that stuff off. A lot of people don't know and they leave that on. You do want to peel that off. If it does come out and fall in your computer, it can generate static and sometimes cause damage. So that's just to prevent this from getting any scratches during shipping or packaging. So yeah, peel that off if you can. I just use my fingernail and kind of scratch at it and it comes off. But it's working now, so hopefully this video helps some of you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.